And you're welcome back to Sister on 97.3 City FM and City TV. Let's say hello to my sisters. But before then, let me tell you how you can be part of the show, okay? You can send a quick email to Jessica at cityfmonline.com. You can send a WhatsApp message to 054-998-6996, or you can find us on Facebook at Sister Live. Sister Live, like our page, and join the growing community. Let's say hello to the sisters now. I've got Gail in red headgear. What's going on, sister?
I'm doing well.
You right? Are you sure?
Yes. And yourself?
I'm all right.
I'm loving the outfit.
Thank you.
All you need is the, what was it again?
Fedora.
The fedora. Yeah, and then that's it, you know. That's it. And then maybe a pistol or something. Yeah.
Now you lost me.
I said that so that you wouldn't ask me what I did.
9
this
millimeter.
weekend. Yeah, something,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay. Drea is also here, looking all fly. What's going on, my sister?
I try.
Right?
I did.
Everything okay? Money coming?
Oh, God is good.
Love coming?
God is good.
Yeah, God is good.
Yeah.
Very good.
God is good. God is good all the
We're
time.
talking about the God, right?
Almighty in heaven. One and only on
One and only. Absolutely. Sabi in Jagaza is joining us all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. Sabi, what's going on?
Hey, Jess.
There
Good
you
to be
are.
back.
Is everything calm in SA now?
Yeah, everything's calmed down, trying to rebuild here and there. But the country's come together. We're working together to sort things out.
Well, that's good to hear. That is really good to hear. And good to see you. Good to know you're okay. Thanks for joining us again on the show. All right, we'll jump right in, guys, without wasting too much time. First message says, hello, sisters. I've been dating my girlfriend for approximately 7 years, and she's still refusing to introduce me to her family, though my entire family knows her. We started back in the university, and I understood her then when she said her parents wouldn't like to know she was in a relationship because she had to focus on education. However, during the same time, I had introduced her to my family who lived in Accra. We schooled in Kumasi, where her family was. Now, sometimes on vacations, she would go with me to my house, but she never took me to hers. The first time I saw her father was when he was sick in the hospital and needed blood. She told me, so I had to be available at the hospital, but due to some reasons, I couldn't donate the blood, and that was it. Fast forward. We've been out of school for over 3 years now, and still none of her family members know me. I broke up with her because of that, and later we came back together, and I gave her the option of either telling at least her mother or letting everything go. I've been to the area she lives in twice this month, and in both situations, she met me outside. First time, she made us sit in someone's house for over an hour. I spoke to her about it, and she promised she would do the right thing. I went there yesterday, too, and she met me outside. A few minutes after I left, I called her and told her that I couldn't take it anymore. As usual, she got angry that I had questioned her. I told her I wanted to give her space, which she willingly agreed to. Now, it's been over 24 hours, and she hasn't even called to apologize or say something to me. It's always like that. She expects me to call and bring up the issue. If I don't, we can stay for a week or even a month without talking. It's been almost 7 years of dating, and I'm still a ghost to her family. I had to lie to my family that her family knows me when I was asked. I tell myself that I know her flaws, and so if I leave her, who would help her overcome such flaws? But at this point, I feel like giving up. What should I do? Sabi, I'll come straight to you.
You? Yeah. The problem here is this guy knows what's going on, but he keeps on hoping that she's going to prove him wrong. It's not possible. Let's just think now like adults who have minds. If you had to be in a relationship with someone for 7 years, 7 years, and you're still meeting outside, that does not make sense. The only way or the only reason that you met the father was because he was in need of blood. which says to me, this is an assumption, obviously, because I don't know the gentleman, which says to me that this girl is always with him when she's in need, whatever that may look like. But when she's in need, she calls upon him. She doesn't seem to care about his feelings, how he feels about the fact that he hasn't met the family. It's been 24 hours. While he's in pain, I can guarantee you that she's not. I think what I would like to touch on, though, is the guy himself and not necessarily the relationship. I'd like him to have a conversation with himself about why it is that he's allowed this to go on for this long, if in fact this is what he says it is. Why, in fact, it's okay for him to be with someone who seems to not care for him. We all know, guys, when we're in love with someone, one of the number one things we do is we claim that person. And what I mean by claiming is we tell the world, this is my man, this is my boo thing, especially if that other person is telling you that you are who they want to be with, right? So she's not claiming him. But I want to know from him, what is it about the situation that makes him feel it's okay, that this is the best he can do? I really need him to look within himself and ask himself, there's a self-worth issue here. Even with everything that's gone on, he's still saying he's waiting on her. The ball is in her court. There's nothing in that paper or whatever he sent to us that talks about him. What is he going to do next? What is it that he wants? He's been waiting on her for 7 years. So my question to him is, when is he going to change the narrative of his life and take control, whatever that may look like?
Right. Okay. Gil, what do you think? 7 years. That's a long time to just...
Are you a charity worker, if I can call you that? Because the last bit says, it says what? He knows all her flaws, and so nobody else do. So why? What are you? Are you? What? I don't get it.
He's
so are you? So yeah, fixer upper. So that's what you're doing. And as usual, I didn't hear. Okay, it's a good thing. He said they've been dating for 7 years. Well, nobody dates for 7 years. Actually, I always say that. So and that shows how unserious the whole thing is. Because if it was a proper relationship, it wouldn't have lasted for this long with no substance in there. Because it's like, and he's doing all the work. Like I gave an example the other time, like both of you are carrying a sofa, and then she's left the whole weight of the other side for him. So he's the one lifting the whole thing by himself, and she's just there. Because he says every time there's an issue, she never reaches out to even apologize or anything. He does all the work. And you're even there to go and donate blood. It's like I feel there's this desperation to be in a relationship with somebody, and it's like, whether the person is bringing something to the table or not, no, I don't know. Or maybe he feels I'm the man, so I have to, deliver all the time. So it's like you're not expecting anything from her. Like, what is she bringing to the table? Is it the two of you are in a relationship, or is it just yourself? Because no remorse, no empathy. Because if you're pushing and pushing and pushing, like you want to meet the parents, and she's saying no, and she still meets you outside, like Sabi said, that should let you know that she's ashamed of you or something. I don't really know why someone will keep you away from the family for so long. Because even with me, even when I have friends, there's nothing strange about bringing the person even into the house, even as a friend. The person knows then this is where I live. It shows like you're a human being and you have your own habit. Yes. But you now outside, and you have allowed this thing to go on for 7 years. I don't get it. No progress, nothing. 7 years. I mean, Charlie, I think you've been dating yourself. That one there, it's just clear. You've been dating yourself. And if I were you, I'll just, because and then the communication, I don't see how you guys even talk. Like, what's the communication like? Is it that you just say how you feel, and then she gets angry, and then you leave it, and then tomorrow the same thing keeps continuing? I think this is just, from day one when I read the story, I just knew this is just, you're just wasting your time. No,
right.
I think she just, I wouldn't even say she even sit down and talk about anything. Yeah. She's just not there with you. You're not on the same page. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Jeff? Nancy?
This one is uncle. No, but okay, so we've sat on this show several times and asked people to have some self-worth. Okay? If you value yourself and you know what you're worth, you will not let anybody put you through this. Most women like to show off their booze. It's our thing.
Said,
It's our thing. It's what we do. This is my guy, you know. Most families look forward to meeting the partners of their daughters when their daughters are of age. And so the minute you start to feel like this girl is avoiding taking me home, that's when you start to check yourself. Please, you're not her father. Whatever her flaws are, is not your place to fix. And if nobody will love her for them, you are not the Jesus Christ. There's something called the Savior mentality. I think you're on that path. You think you're her Jesus Christ. You have come to save her. Please, nobody made you her savior. You love her. That's what's going on. And so you're making excuses for her bad behavior. But that's exactly what it is. It's bad behavior. It's behavior that you're better than. You stuck with a girl for 7 years and you've not met her family. I'm sure by now her family is asking, who are you with? You understand? Because
at least she's done with school.
Yeah, you're done with school, you know. So I'm sure, her mom at least will be asking, so is there any guy? So it's not like you put her children and she can't take you home. So she just doesn't want to take you home. Now, Charlie, after 7 years, you need to grow a pair. Because it sounds like you don't have a pair. Because she's walking all over you. I'm being as honest as I possibly can. She's walking all over you by this whole, I'm giving you space. She says, okay. She won't call you 24 hours. She won't apologize. Because you'll come back. I've said on the show before, we allow what continues. You know? We allow people to treat us in the ways that they treat us. It's really, really clear. This girl has no future intentions for you. I don't know how else to put it except advise yourself, say.
Could she be dating someone else, you think?
She could even be married. When I read it, I said, could she be married? Is that why she's...
Yeah, but for 7 years, that's... I mean,
where's
the man? Is he maybe
he's outside.
7 years.
It's possible.
Like if it's a long distance.
If it's a long distance marriage, maybe she's betrothed to somebody.
So you're married to him, and then you're,
it's possible. Because he's not here. Because he's not here. And it's possible that's why she can't take him home because her family probably knows
there's somebody else.
Or she's betrothed to somebody. Like there could be all sorts of things. But my point is, you're the one who's written to us. Honestly, I don't even want to question her reasons. The thing is, she hasn't taken you home for 7 years. You have taken her home, which is unusual. Guys don't take girls home unless they're absolutely sure. You know? So it means that you are sure of her, but she's not sure of you. In fact, it doesn't even look to me like she even wants you. I mean, the first time you met her dad was when he needed help.
Yeah, right.
She's using you. That was it.
He didn't get to give the blood at the end.
Exactly, but basically it sounds like she's found someone that she can use, for whatever. I don't know about finances, but she's using you one way or another.
I don't think they are dating.
He's being used.
Yes.
You're being used. So Charlie, say, please, once you hear you're being used, look sharp and do the needful. Why?
Is this thing uncommon? Like when, say, people in a relationship have arguments or fights, like one party just decides to go blank?
It happens a lot.
Oh, it does happen.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And for me, I usually say, okay, so in most relationships, the love is never 50-50. There's always one person who loves the other more. Always. It's very rare to find a 50-50 type of love. And so you would usually find that the one with the 70 is the one to making amends and all of that. But you see what that does is after a while he or she becomes resentful because he notices the only reason he does it is because of the love that he has for the person. But after a while your self-worth kicks in and you start to think, wait a minute, I deserve, in fact, she was wrong. I deserve an apology for this. You know, and then after a while, it piles up, and he or she may not speak about it for a while. But then, you know, it's in those relationships that one day, you know, it's over.
That's it.
Then you're like,
yeah.
oh, but it was a small fight. No, it wasn't a small fight. It was all of the apologies that he or she has been giving for so long. And today he's like, you know
There's
what?
so much one can take. You can't take,
I'm tired, I'm done.
You're like,
you know, so
done.
I'm done.
That's where he's at now, I think. Yeah.
All right. I mean, I would never be in a relationship like that. And especially not for 7 years. Like, and as this gentleman said, he could understand if the girl said it whilst they were still in school.
Yes.
Like, okay, you know, some parents are funny like that.
So,
hey, concentrate on your studies. When you're done, you can get all the man you want, kind of thing. Sometimes they tell, you know, parents tell their daughters that. So no surprise there. But
done.
After school, like, what's the issue? And how disrespectful can she be by taking you to go and sit in someone's house for an hour when you go and visit? Like, you know, why?
Outside.
Yeah. So strangers welcome you. But
not her people.
Doesn't add up. If she's not dating someone else, she really doesn't want you like that.
Yeah.
I think you should just advise yourself. It's that simple. A couple of comments coming in for this particular message. Says Kweku, he says, a woman who claims to love you or be with you cannot introduce you to her family there some way. If you were that important, she would have introduced you. You will get the shock of your life very soon. And when you see her being married off to someone else. Ibrahim says, probably her home is like mine and she wants to be seen as coming from a rich home. So sending you there will expose her pretense.
7 years though.
Yeah, that's a lot of faking, man. Kwame says it's either her family has already made nuptial arrangements for her or she's already introduced a suitor to the family. Stop taking this relationship World Cup and move. She's friend zoned you, da. Sally says, are you helping her out financially? She could just be hanging on for financial help, but has someone else in the picture. Jean Phyllis says, if you know her area, why don't you visit her house unexpectedly to know the reason behind her not wanting you to meet her parents? Who knows? She could be a ghost. Jean says, you are her boyfriend, not her husband. 7 years, you still haven't made any serious moves towards real commitment. Are you kidding me? Why should she introduce you as who? Her boyfriend? To African parents? Guys, let's not joke around like that. Mohammed says, you're right to say you've been dating her, but she's not dating you. My question, however, is after 7 years, how much more time do you have available to waste on her? Even if her family is putting up a small kiosk, she should still take you home if truly she loves you. And finally, Maggie says, it doesn't always mean she's hiding something. Some parents are very strict, especially the overly religious ones. Maybe you should muster the courage and go to the house unannounced and see the outcome. Let's have this conversation for a second. This whole religious parents, you know, like sort of,
you know,
keeping their kids under lock and key.
Yes, they stay away from boys, stay away from boys. And then suddenly at 25, I want my grandchildren. Ma, please.
You said I should stay away from boys.
You said I should stay away from boys. Ma, please. Your grandchildren, they will come from boys. You know? But it's an African parent thing. And you know that thing they say that when your parents do something to you, you don't understand until you become a parent yourself. Okay. So yes.
You're saying you understand.
Oh, I understand. It's fair. Okay. Yes, it's fair. It's fair because you know that your children are young and will not be making the most sensible decisions and making the most sensible choices. So you have a daughter, someone has a son, you don't know how they've brought them up, but you know how you've brought your daughter up. And then one day she meets this boy, and we all know love makes us stupid. It does. Or she thinks she's in love. Next thing you know, and trust me, most African parents, it's only pregnancy they're afraid of.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's never the STDs or anything. We're afraid that you go and get pregnant and then we will be called bad parents. Bottom line.
Yes.
That's what it is. We don't want to be called bad mothers. So, yeah. But, Charlie, she's finished school. So this doesn't hold water.
It doesn't hold. It really doesn't.
Because it's the same African parents who, when you finish school.
Yeah, and then you finish. So what
when you
else?
finish school, yeah, they ask you for.
They didn't mention their ages, right?
No, but they've been dating for 7 years.
So
they must be.
And if
They're not young.
Uni,
Yeah.
22.
20. Yeah.
At least 2 dates.
You're grown enough. So I don't think that will be the case here. In fact, some African parents after a certain age will start to worry.
Yes.
Why you haven't brought someone home? You know, like
right.
I have a friend whose parents keep questioning her. Yeah. So yeah.
It's not even question, it's pressure. They put pressure on you.
All right. And you're welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM. Your WhatsApp number, our WhatsApp number is 054-998-6996. Prefix it with a country code +233 if you're watching the show outside Ghana and you'd like to contribute. All right, so Kwame in Cove Town sends the next message. He says, Jess, my wife does not post my pictures or our pictures on any social media platform. When I ask her, she says she does not live her life on social media. But she posts pictures of her brother. I think she's not telling me something. I feel she's cheating. That's why she hardly posts me as her husband. Am I right to think that she may be cheating?
No. No, you're not right.
Yeah, okay. Isn't it a bit weird though?
No, it's not.
Really?
No, it's not. There are people who legit don't live on social media.
Which is fine, but not even wedding picture, like nothing to show that I'm married, never post my husband even once.
Who needs to know?
Ghana girl.
He's the opposite of the previous story. He wants to be shown. Charlie. Can he calm down? It's not a big deal.
So it's okay for you to post your brother.
Yes, the world knows he's my brother.
But you don't want the world to know he's your husband.
What is their concern?
I don't get it.
No. Why does it matter to the world who I'm married to?
But it matters to your husband to be shown. Shouldn't that count for something?
Why?
What do you mean why?
What does it count for?
If so far as your partner wants it,
it's not a thing. It's not a thing for me.
So you won't even post me once.
Social,
no, do you get it?
So my social media.
For me, it's not that big a deal.
Yes.
To the point that this gentleman has gotten to this point that he's written to
everybody.
About it.
Me, it's a big deal for me.
Okay.
So I know where he's coming from, but I've been made to understand that really and truly, it's not a big deal.
Oh, Charlie, it's a big deal.
No, it's not. Just look, I think we're giving too much credit to social media and to external validation and approval, and the world knows. Am I with you? Yes. Every day? Yes. Am I loving you? Yes. Are you loving me? Yes. Are we happy? Yes.
But I want you to post me on social media.
What will that do for you?
It'll make me happy.
What if it'll make me unhappy? What if no.
Wait,
what if it'll make me
you
unhappy?
Don't want to compromise, but you're asking me to compromise.
It's social media.
No, you're saying, oh, you're loving me, but all I'm saying is, babe, I see you post your brother. Can you post me too?
No, I can't.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
And that's fair.
It's as simple. You see, okay. Marriage is not supposed to change who I am. You loving me, when we're dating, was I posting you?
We don't have that information.
No, but obviously not. Probably not. Okay. So if I was dating you and I wasn't posting you, and you didn't kick a fuss about it, or maybe you did and you were hoping that I would change, I'm sorry.
Charlie,
it was your hope.
wedding day, you didn't even post our wedding picture. What kind of witchcraft is that?
So it's equal to I'm cheating.
Yeah, well, it's not equal to cheating.
But he says that he's
asking. But I'm just saying
his suspicion is baseless. If it's only this one, it's a baseless suspicion.
Jill, what do you think?
You see, this generation, I call them posting me generation. Every little thing they want to post it. So that is why someone now makes a big deal out of it. So you see people break up with their partners because they didn't post them, because it's such a big deal. But using myself as an example, for me, I never post private stuff on my social media page. Never. So you never know who I'm with. So like she asked, if the person knew I wasn't doing that in the beginning, then it shouldn't be a big deal now. So if you think it's so important to you for her to post you and she wasn't from day one, then you should have left it because it won't change.
Gil, but not even our wedding.
No, but I'm
photo.
just saying that, like I give myself an example, I don't post private stuff. And like you said, we are married. You wanted us to be married. And I'm sure you chose me based on certain standards and things. I have all those things. You and I live in whether a hen coop or whatever, we are there and we are loving each other and we are having a fulfilled moments and everything. So why is that I have to post you? What's making you feel insecure? There must be something making you
and you're
feel
not
like
willing to do anything to
because,
make my insecurity
like I'm
go
saying,
away.
for me, I never post private stuff, and there's no way I'll do it. I'll never do it. So whoever it's with will know I'll never do it.
Wow. So even
because I
if
think
it
it's
makes
private.
your marriage better, that one
A
simple
picture on social
act,
media where
Yes.
people come
Yeah, I'm
and-
saying
reply and write.
makes your marriage better because
He'll
that
feel-
is what
he'll-
will make your
he'll
husband
feel
feel
happy.
like, Charlie, this is my woman, this is my
But
wife. She
when
looks out for
when
me.
You got so when you got married,
Only
people
because
didn't see
no,
you
no, no.
at the wedding.
Only
you and
because
her.
it means a lot to him. Do you get it? You don't like it. That's fine. It's like
Okay, so you are talking about
I get that same. I do that. I get that
compromise.
same sort of idea when men talk about not wanting, like, they don't like Valentine. They don't celebrate
Yeah,
Valentine. But here's my thing.
My partner does.
If your partner loves it, what does
take away from you? Okay, so
well, to a certain point, I'll. As she's talking about compromise, I may think about it because then you said she told her husband that she wouldn't post him because she doesn't live over there on social media.
doesn't
But
live on
then
social
you're
media.
posting your brother.
Yes.
So then the guy has got a point there because then either you post people or you don't at all.
So people have different reasons for not posting, okay? For not posting their partners. I know for a fact that I've been in a relationship where the person I was with's mom called me and said, look, the two of you post each other too much. You have friends who do not like the fact that the two of you are together. He has friends who do not like the fact that the two of you are together. Each time the two of you post each other and you're happy, do you know what your friends do? Your friends inbox him and say all sorts of rubbish about you.
That's what I
His
just said.
friends inbox me and say all sorts of rubbish
what I
about me.
said, yeah.
Eventually, the relationship has ended. Because obviously external forces
We'll say things
will
under
say
the
things.
picture.
Yeah, but
For
people
all
say
you know,
things
no.
anyway.
So for all you know, she has experienced this and she
She
refuses.
doesn't want that energy.
She doesn't want it anymore.
Now it's beginning to sound shady. I'm sorry.
It's still shady to you.
No.
Yes. Let me bring in Sabby because you people.
Okay.
I'm curious to hear
Okay,
Sabby's
well.
opinion on this one. Are you there?
A few Can you hear me?
Yes.
There's a few things for me here. The first one I want to say is, for me, this is such a simple thing. I don't understand why this cannot be a conversation and be resolved. Very confusing to me. But first thing is, let's say, hypothetically, she doesn't post her husband because she wants privacy and she doesn't use social media much, right? Then there can be a second option. She's cheating and she wants to create the illusion of being single, right? Then there's a third option here, that she quite possibly could be ashamed of him. So she's married to him. He provides everything he needs to provide, but also we must remember that we create a different reality on social media of who we are. And he might not fit the bill,
Right.
right? I'm putting out all of these things because I'm not in a marriage. I don't know. I'm putting things out if he hears so he can think about it. I don't know what her social media pages look like besides her brother. Does she take photos when she's out for lunch? Does she, is her whole life on social media? And if it's private and they have spoken about it, surely he would not be writing to us, right? So for me, is she cheating, trying to create an illusion of being single? Is she trying to be a girl about town? Is she ashamed of him? Right? So is she posting things on social media that she does not want him to see? We don't know what's on her DMs. But I'll go back again and say, for me, if we're struggling to have conversations about to post my husband or not to post, and that is an issue, we are in trouble. We really, really are in trouble because out of all the things that could possibly go wrong in a marriage or in a relationship, for me, that is something that I don't understand why it's become a bone of contention. I have a friend who's been married for over 10 years. I'm sure I've only seen her husband's picture on social media twice, right? But she's always been private. Number two, he doesn't even have social media page. So I know that that's something that's been spoken about, right? The same way some people choose not to post their children for privacy reasons. So what I would like to know is, I would have liked for him to let us know when he, the deeper conversation of when they have a conversation about that, what is her reasoning? So I can post my brother, hey, everyone knows it's my brother, but I want to keep us private, or I'm doing some sugar and I don't want you to see.
I tend to go with what you said about, probably being ashamed, to be honest. Like maybe he's not like, so everybody knows she likes a certain type of guy, but she married a total opposite.
Exactly.
I think it's more that than...
I actually do know somebody who we used to laugh at when she was married, because we would say, if you ask her, where's your husband? She'd say, he's there, in the general direction of 7 different men.
So you don't know which one.
Because like you're saying, she had always, tall, dark, handsome, rich, that was her spec. Then she went and fell in love with somebody who was completely opposite.
Right.
He was a piece of man. I mean, he was a piece of man. He was a portable man, exactly. Exactly. They had one of those private weddings and all of that. So if you asked her, oh, where's your husband? Oh, he's there. And they're like
and
7 men.
like, which one?
They're like 7 men. Oh, he's there. So yes, it's possible that it's shame.
I want to suggest something. Sorry. Why should the guy should post the picture then? If he wants to post their married picture,
Thank you.
and tag her.
Eish.
No, but she can tag herself.
Or she can accept the tag or not.
So you, whatever it is, I'm just trying to,
It's not the same, and it's not the same. I agree.
He wants to feel that she's proud to be with him. He probably posts. That's why it's
a big one to post too.
That's why it's a big deal to him.
I agree.
She should post him, eh?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really not that deep. Like, to the extent that it's putting a major strain on your marriage, like, what will one post do? Nothing. I don't think it'll like suddenly you post a picture and all your privates, like suddenly they know how many times you guys have sex. Like what does posting one picture do? It's so insignificant.
So it comes to why she's not. You see, you are saying it's insignificant, but it is to her. It is significant to her.
But it's beginning to sound shady.
So maybe if she posted,
if she's that entrenched in her position, then it begins to sound shady.
No, but Jess, you see, you just said it's just one picture. What more will it do? She can say the exact same thing. It's one picture. What more will it do?
It's causing a strain in her marriage.
Why should it?
But it is. Because it's a big deal to him.
I get that. But you see, I think what you're not getting is, it's a big deal to him. But to her,
it's also a big deal not to post. And it's a big deal to post. Everybody's, like standing their ground. So what do we do now?
Well, would he rather, because you know that people who, like when you come to WhatsApp status and stuff, people who change their audience just
they'll block him from seeing everything.
Just to post something. So in fact, she can actually select only he will see. Is that what he wants? I mean,
even if that will give him peace of mind, he should do it.
Wow.
Yes, because that's what he wants.
Listen, my position is that I think that generally we're giving too much credence to social media and external validation and all of that.
Wants.
I think he should stop wanting that. I think that's where I'm going. Where I'm going is we're giving too much energy to people who do not matter. The people on social media
do matter in a relationship.
Not matter.
If you're not fulfilled,
they should not. The number of likes do not put food on your table. The number of people who know that you're with this woman will not make her love you anymore, or will not make you love her any less.
So then maybe the guy is not feeling fulfilled in the marriage.
Yes. But that's why he wants it.
Yes, I get that too. I get that you still want it. But for me, not just to him, but in general, I think that society is giving too much credence to social media. And that's why these kinds of problems will come up. Yes, because you see, next thing you know, she's going to post him. Somebody has come to write some comments. Obviously, he's very in tune with social media.
Right.
Somebody has gone to come to write some comments. I have friends who pass the most awkward or inappropriate comments, right? But that's the kind of relationship that we have. Next thing you know, one of these friends has come to pass an inappropriate comment. Then there's a fight in the house.
You come and blame me.
When all of this would have been avoided.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, what if it's also compact like your friend like that?
Yes,
and then someone says, hey, barrel,
is this who you ended? And you know, Charlie, you can't filter the people
at all.
You can't filter what people say on social media. You're opening up a can of worms that you can live without.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I personally don't post anything private either.
Me too. Never.
And that's been me for years. But I just feel like if I get to a point where my significant other needs that for peace to reign, I will do it because I have nothing to hide. If I'm still insistent, entrenched in my position, I won't pause it.
Then it makes it a big deal.
Raise suspicion.
Yeah.
So you either want this marriage or you don't. And some people can give you that ultimatum.
Like I said earlier, some people have left their partners.
I mean, that's my problem.
This can drag for a bit.
Yeah, it can. That's my problem. Something as Charlie, there's so many bigger things that can come up in a marriage.
Right.
You know,
but it's the smaller things that kill the marriage.
It's true.
Absolutely, I agree. But something really, why are you giving your energy to something as trivial as social media?
He likes it.
Hey.
Because
so what's the advice?
So she should post there.
Then post it.
She should post.
It's not about social media. Social media is an analogy for the problem within their marriage. It's not about social media. Social media is the one thing he can point to because he's either too afraid or doesn't really know, but he knows there's an issue.
Right. And you're welcome back. Sister on City TV and City FM. Let us know your thoughts on any of the stories or messages that have hit our inbox today. 054-998-6996. We move. Another message here says, good evening, sisters. I'm dating a married man and we love each other very much. He wants to marry me as his second wife. P.S. He's Muslim. Jess, I want to know if I'm doing the right thing by accepting to become second wife. And I'm scared about what people will say. I need your help. Tria. Second wife.
Okay. You see that thing I was saying about external validation and external approval. Once is Muslim, and you are, because you don't sound like you're worried about becoming a second wife. Your concern is what people will say. If you love him and he loves you, and you're comfortable being a second wife, do remember though that as a Muslim there can be a third and a fourth. I'm just saying. So usually me, I would say that if an Alhaji will marry me, I want to be the fourth because I don't want any other wives. That's my only clause for polygamous marriage. But if you're comfortable being in a polygamous relationship, and I know lots of people who are, if the two of you love each other, what does it matter what people will say? Would you rather they said, oh, she's a second wife, or they said she never got married? Because apparently society matters. What society thinks matters. My point, anything you do, society will have something to say. Bottom line, you love him. He makes you happy. You make him happy. He's a Muslim. He can marry a second wife, a third, and a fourth. Please. My opinion, if you're happy, go ahead.
Sabi, your thoughts?
I just need to remind us all once again, right? That this is not a dress rehearsal, this thing called life, right? This is our chance and this is our chance. And I really would love for us to be mindful about how choices that we make for ourselves, guys. No one is in charge of that but you. We need to stop behaving like somebody else is in charge of our life. Okay? That's my preaching done. Now, I have an issue with the fact that her concern is what other people will say. And maybe it's just me. But you know that moment when you meet someone and you're so entrenched in them and all the stars align and things are just so good. Everything feels good that you don't even give a damn about the outside. You're so happy, you're so in love. Yes, there's things here and there, but you're so in love that you're even willing to risk, for example, your relationship with your family because you believe in this so much, right? I'm concerned about the fact that within all of this, her number one concern is people. And so I'm assuming that she is not Muslim. I'm assuming. It's just an assumption because she made it a point to write, he is Muslim. And so I would just like to know, because you love this guy, but beyond the love, have you investigated, let's say, if you have to convert? Is that something that you're comfortable with? Do you know everything that encompasses his family? Is he going to introduce you to his wife beforehand? Have you seen how he lives? Is that something that you can do for the rest of your life? Have you really thought through what this means, right? Not to say that you don't want to, but have you made informed decisions? All I know right now is that you love him. I don't necessarily know how you feel about being a second wife, right? Because these so-called butterflies and the love, it changes. The love stays, but it changes. And I'm just curious to know if you've thought about some of the long-term effects, having a baby with someone who's got other wives, sharing him. What does that mean financially? All of those things. Have you had a conversation with yourself about those things? And if you have, and the answer keeps on being yes, I'm fine, I'm happy with this, then it's your life. Do what you feel you want to do for your life. But don't you dare make it other people's responsibility to tell you yes or no.
Right. Okay. Gail, you want to weigh in?
What struck me was she said, am I doing the right thing? Is getting married to someone about right or wrong? It's not about am I doing the right thing? Like, it's like I'm going to buy tomatoes or something. Is this the right one to buy? You know, this is a human being, and when you break people down, it goes beyond just the anatomy. You know, you love him fine, but aside that, like, is there anything like the compatibility and all of that? And then aside that, there's somebody else going to be in the picture. That would be
the first wife.
Yes. So have you met her, or how is she going to receive you? Even though the Muslim, I don't know much about their religions, but I know that at least they say they're allowed to marry more than one person. But it doesn't mean that when they marry 2 or 3, everything's like all dandy, like, oh yeah, my wife. Because the guy has to deal with each and every woman is an individual.
And they
are not all the same. How is it going to, balance the 2 of you? If kids come in, how would they accept you? You know, all that energy and all that psychological, should I say setup? Yeah. Are you ready for all of that? So you need to think beyond okay, I love him, he loves me very much, and ask yourself these questions. Like, when things come into reality, like when it's actually happening, will you be able to still feel the same way, the same, butterflies and everything? Because you'll be going to the other person, and maybe you need him and he's there. Maybe you're in labor and he can't come because the other wife is also, one kid is sick and stuff. You need to think about all these things, and then you can make a decision. So it's not about right or wrong. It's about the 2 of you and the other. Now there's going to be other external, factors in the picture. So are you ready to be able to, handle all of that? And then you can, decide if you want to or not. But forget about everybody else, like what people might say.
Drea, be me.
Why are you looking at me? Okay, I just wanted to add on that yes, Muslims are allowed to marry 4 women. But in actual fact, what the Quran says, because you mentioned he needs to be able to treat them equally, and that's what most people settle on. It actually says that he needs to be able to love them, not just treat. It's love and treat them. And an imam explained it to me that it's because they know that you cannot love 2 people equally.
Yep.
So in actual fact, yes,
you can do it, but
you can do it, but you can't, because you cannot love 4 women. Yes, you can treat them equally, but it actually does say. So it's kind of like in the Bible when it says, what's the thing about women submit to your husbands, husbands love. But you know that most churches concentrate on the women submit to your husbands, and do not mention the husbands love your wife as Christ loved the church. Same with the Quran. It says, yes, you can marry, but you need to love and treat them equally.
So people miss that clause there.
People ignore the love
part
equally.
Yeah.
So in fact, maybe it's a thing she can ask him, because I honestly say all the time that if you're with somebody and you start to see somebody else, it means that you don't love the first person. There's something missing there. That's why you've started to notice other people. Which goes straight to not loving equally, because
come to you.
It goes straight to not loving equally, because if he loved his first wife, what's he doing with a second?
Right.
Do you get what I mean? You disagree?
I beg to differ, because I think love is relative. So when you talk about love, you know, it's like it's a verb, and it's also like a response as well. So you can there are 2 or 3 people that you can have that type of, you know, with three, let's just say there are 3 of us, or me with the 2 of you. I'm a guy. So I'll respond to you guys, you know, in different ways. Maybe there's something that I'll respond to you and then respond to you as well. So it doesn't mean I don't love her or I don't love you.
But are you loving us equally?
No, but it can never be equal.
But that's my point. But that's my point.
That's what she's saying.
That's my point. Because
because I'm coming from the point where you said if you're loving someone and then you start looking at another person, then that means you don't love. That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will marry you because
yeah.
I love you totally, wholly, because you're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. That's why I would choose to marry you, because you're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yes.
You complete me.
I don't agree with that complete me thing.
So to
Nobody
speak, that's what
completes
people.
it.
That's what. That's like you're the yin to my yang.
Thank you.
Sort of. Okay. That's why I would. Why would I marry somebody who's not the yin to my yang? Somebody who balances me out, and you know, do you get what I mean?
Makes all your juices flow
and all of that and all of that. So if you're all of that, why am I looking to add on?
It means that you have a different itch that somebody else can scratch, not the main one. Yeah, I mean, like yeah.
Equal of.
Yeah. I think it really depends on this woman, you know. Are you doing the right thing? You tell us. You know this guy. You've met his first wife, I'm presuming, you know. Like, are you going to be able to live that kind of life? As having like some other woman always in your space, her children being your children, etc. So think through it carefully. That's all we'll say. And it's quite obvious that you are not Muslim yourself, because I don't think like if there was a Muslim lady,
well, they accept it without
they already know the flow, right?
Yeah.
And you're worried about what other people will say. So it's obvious you're not, you know, Muslim. So there's also the religious bit of it, you know.
But you don't necessarily have to tuba all the time, man. You can be Christian and marry a Muslim.
I mean, whatever it is, you think about even the kids that you're going to have in terms of religion. You know, he's going to want them to be Muslim. Are you okay with that? So it's a bit deeper than that, you know. So give it some proper thought, and then go for it or not. Okay? All right, I'll try and squeeze in one last message. We're running out of time, but here we go. Says, hi sisters, I have a boyfriend who cheated on me some time ago. We broke up and reconciled months later. I forgave him because I loved him. Issue now is that after dating for 2 years, I'm no longer interested in him or the relationship. But I feel I'll be lonely if I break things off. I also sometimes remember the fact that he once cheated on me. Help me make the right decision. Ladies, you have 1 minute each. Drea, let's go.
If you don't want the relationship anymore, you don't want the relationship anymore. Especially if he's cheated on you before. Yes, and I'm not saying cheats can't change. Cheats can change. So maybe he has changed. But if your love is no longer there, leave. Leave before it gets nasty and winding and all of that. If your love is not there, it's not there. Leave.
Sabi.
So this is the thing. Once you decide to forgive someone, right? You can't be punishing them all the time. So you need to deal with the situation and not the person. But you're not in love with him anymore. I don't understand why you're afraid. Have you tried? You're afraid of something that you haven't even tried. You don't even know how great it could be.
Gil.
I think she never forgave him for cheating, because she she's looking for excuses now to get out. Like, oh, she even cheated and da. So, like everybody's saying, you're not into the guy anymore. Either you never got over the cheating thing, or you were just not really into him anymore. And it's been 2 years. You should be able to decide now, you know, if you want to be with him or not. So, and it's obvious you don't want to be with him. you know, and you are saying you don't want to be lonely.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyway,
right.
you Charlie.
Okay, so we've said, last one, please. We've said many times, learn to love yourself. Learn to love your own company. If you love your own
people.
Yes, if you love your own company, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Thank you. Loneliness is a state of
Loneliness, thank you, is a state of mind. Thank you very much. If you love yourself, you would be able to find things that you can enjoy by yourself. I go to the movies by myself all the time. I go and eat out by myself all the time. I do things that I enjoy by myself all the time. Nothing says that you need to be hooked up or hitched up to somebody. You were not born with somebody at your hip.
Even twins were separate.
Even twins come 1 minute apart.
Siamese twins,
Even Siamese twins, we can separate them. So please, loneliness is not a good enough reason to be in a relationship. It's not even fair to him. Let's be honest. It's not fair to him.
Completely agree. You can be alone.
Yes.
But you should not
be lonely. Yeah.
Okay. Look into it if you don't understand what I'm saying. A big thank you to our sponsors for bringing us another exciting edition of Sister. Talia Rice, always coming home to love. Vodafone, Together We Can. Onga, Mama's Helping Hand. Geisha, African Strength. And Kel White, of course, giving us happy smiles. Sabi, thank you so much for joining us. Drea, Gail,
thank you.
It's been lovely.
Thank you for having us.
For watching every single week. We appreciate your audience. We'll take leave of you now. Bye-bye for now.